Well, I was headed out to the range for some good old cowboy action when had a big Canadian goose hit my windshield. So changed of plans. Had to pull off and get towed. Kind of glass thrown all over the inside of the car. So I had to come shop vac that out. But that's all taken care of now. Safe Light's going to come out and replace my windshield. So that's great. But just loaded up my truck, and I'm gonna take some fun different guns out to the range. Put together some live fire gun reviews for you guys. So no cowboy action as planned today, but we're still gonna make it a good day. So yeah, basically I was maybe like a mile from the gun range there, and this Canadian goose just it started coming right in, and I was like, oh no. So I hit the brakes and everything, and it just turned, and it just went straight into my car. And I've got a big sensor there that's a collision sensor thing, and it hit that with enough force that all broke, and my my rearview mirror came off and things like that. But man, it's just it was a kind of an impressive impact. It sounded kind of like a gunshot, all things figured. The theme of our cowboy shoot was like a bird themed shoot. They put together a bunch of knockdown targets that would trigger a flyer. I don't know if they're going to use a soda can or a clay pigeon or whatnot, but they were going to basically say that they were birds or whatever. So just kind of funny that before I even got to shooting the birds got me. They sent one of their own to take me out before I could even do it. So I had planned to shoot a couple guns after cowboy action anyway. I brought out a Tech 9 because the Tech 9 is just a super fun gun, and I wanted to play with that just a little bit. And then I have a PMR 30, and I wanted to do a video on that with just basically the ammunition weights. Because what happens with that is people always kind of erroneously say that the PMR 30 has failure to feed issues, but it's not so much that it has failure to feed issues. It's more that it's being shot with improper bullets, right? The bullets that are run through it are usually too light to reset the slide and everything. So I wanted to show a video that if you shoot 25 grain target loads out of it, they're gonna stovepipe every round. There's just not enough weight to do what it needs to do. But if you shoot a 40 or 50 grain round, it operates just fine. So I wanted to show that, because I think some people get that gun because like a lot of the Kel-Tec guns, it's a pretty good price point and whatnot. There's a little spider there. Jeez. I never drive this truck, so I had to put it on a trickle charger for a little bit to get it to dump, and now there's bugs in it and everything else. I usually just take this thing to the dump. The back right now is full of cardboard for the recycle. But anyway, yeah, so a little video of the PMR 30. So I was planning to do that anyway. So I was like, well, what else do I got that I can shoot at the same range that's sort of in that ilk? So I brought the Calico. The Calico is an interesting little gun. It shoots 22 long rifle. It holds 100 rounds in its magazine, and it's it's just a weird gun. If you don't know what it looks like, you'll just kind of see it and be like, huh, that's weird. Do you use that like a pistol, or do you use it like a car? What do you do with it? And that's a great question. Nobody knows. But I'm gonna put some rounds down range with it and kind of show you guys that. And then I've got just the M9, the Beretta 92. I figured I would bring that out. I had meant to shoot that in defensive pistol earlier, but I wasn't able to do that. There was a death in my wife's family, and then that kind of changed some things around, and we had a funeral to attend and whatnot. So I'll have to shoot defensive pistol courses up in Umpqua next year, which is fine. I was doing it just because I like the people more than anything. So yeah, so I'm on the way back to the gun range range bag and my snacks that I had for cowboy action. And yeah, we'll shoot that a little bit. I'm gonna stop, and in Oregon we're vote by mail, so dropping off our ballots at the ballot box on the way there too, just to kind of run the truck a little bit more, let the alternator do its thing. And then I've got cables in here in case I have to have somebody jump me, which is a possibility. So yeah, that's my day. It's turned into a little bit of a different day than I thought it would, but should still be a good one. All right, well, just leaving the range, that was a lot of fun. It was nice to get out, especially when, you're thinking you're gonna, spend a good couple hours shooting cowboy action, and then turns out you don't. Just getting out to the range and at least pulling the trigger on something felt pretty good. So let's talk about those various guns there. So we started with the PMR, and I hope that kind of demonstrated show. Started with that 25 grain, that target load, and then basically every time you pull the trigger, nothing. I had to clear it every single time. Switched into that 40 grain, and I was able to run it a little bit faster, right? Like it liked that better. But when I really tried to, put it at speed, it jammed up, and then I cleared it, and then it really jammed up. It got one kind of stuck in there. I thought I was gonna have to come back to the car and get some smithing tools to to get it out, but I was able to clear it. But then when I shot that 50 grain, and that's they say 40 or 50 grain, but really the heavier you can find for that gun, the better it's gonna run. No issues, right? put it in. It was pretty rhythmic. Went pretty good. It felt like there was one spot, and I'll have to look on the video, where the slide kind of caught a little bit. But that might just be a sign of needing a little oil or anything. What I'll do is I'll go through and I'll do that same test after I put in that M-Carbo kit and kind of change all the springs and whatnot, and see if it'll actually run the lighter ammunition without issue. That'll be something interesting to try out there. So then from there, we went over and shot the M9 a little. I have not shot the semi-automatic pistol in quite a while. I can't think of when the last time I've taken one of those out. Well, no, I guess I shoot the 1911 in Wild Bunch, but when you're doing it in competition, you're in kind of a different mindset, I guess, because when I went to pull the trigger on the M9, I kind of forgot, because it's that double action, single action. I was like, whoa, this is a really heavy trigger pull on this first one, and then then I kind of remembered on how it handled and whatnot. And I did that last kind of exchange where we did a couple magazines. I just basically fired around in a circle, 3-2, and it went pretty good. I was pretty happy with how that handled. The M9 is it's a great gun. Anything that Beretta makes, I feel like, is just really smooth in your hand. It feels nice. I enjoy those guns a lot. Now, I will take my Colt 1911 over it any day of the week. There's just something about that 1911 I think is just the best handgun platform. But 92, it's a good one. It's a good one. Fun gun there. And let's talk about the other ones. Shot that Calico. Weird, right? It's just like how the sights are to it. I was shooting high left initially, but then kind of got it figured out and let a few fly at the end there. Had one that didn't go bang, and I looked on it. It hit primer. It was just a dud of a bullet. Those Calico is they hold 100, and a lot of times when I'm I have like a little leftover 22 long rifle ammunition from something, or I come across some random ones, I just shove them in there. So who knows what's in that thing and whatnot. I'm just taking that out to pull the trigger and have some fun with it. So it did that. You can see it cycles nice. It's a pretty good little carbine. I don't know what we want to call it. It's a weird gun. It's a weird little gun, but it's fun. Originally, that company, they made that and they patented that design. They started with doing it as it's a helical design, how it holds the ammunition. But the first thing they produced was a 9mm that held 50 rounds, and they're making it for law enforcement. And I just can't, man, times were different. I know things are pretty crazy right now, but when we were like, oh, what the police need is basically a handgun that holds 50 bullets. They'll get a lot of use out of this. Didn't catch on for some reason. And then they made the 22 models like a civilian model, but I don't think they sold like a whole ton of them. You can find them popping up on Gunbroker and whatnot, and they're just one of those kind of weird firearms that some people want to kind of collect them because they're different. The one that I'm always on the lookout for is that 1911A2, the one where it's a double-barreled, it's like two 1911s just stuck together. So every time you pull the trigger, it shoots 2 bullets. It's kind of like that. Is it Rossi or Taurus? They make a 22 that's like that. I always call it the snake bite because it's like 2 fangs, but it's not called that. It's called something different. I don't remember. I haven't yet to pick one of those up. There's a lot of guns that I just kind of have in my want list that if they pop up on Gunbroker, or I go to a gun store or pawn shop and I see one and it's on the list and it's a good price, I get it. Most recently I picked up a KSG for that reason. I just was like, I always kind of wanted one, and one came across Gunbroker, and I always have bids that I put in that they're pretty low. They're silly low. Like if I won it, even if I wasn't prepared for it, I'd be like, well, that's a good deal. So I won it off of one of those. So I was pretty happy we'll have to take that out and shoot it here in a week or two. But then the other thing we shot the Tech 9, and the Tech 9, man, I just love that gun. It's just a lot of fun. I can run it really fast. There was kind of other people on the range, and I always get kind of, you know, it's like how fast do I want to pull the trigger and kind of throw these people off. So I didn't really, you know, pop it off as quickly as I could, but I shot it a little bit fast for you there. And then I did it with a barrel extension, and honestly, granted I was shooting at pretty close range, the barrel extension didn't help me out too much. I was shooting a little left with it, but not too bad, honestly. I've taken it out a couple times now, so I kind of know how its sights want to line up and whatnot. Most accurate gun of the day for me was that PMR 30. It's just out of the box. It's just a great gun. I like it a lot. It's one that, like I said, if you get the right kind of ammunition for it, so you're not worried about, you know, those rounds, you know, coming out, then, you know, it could be a good carry gun. Yeah, the 92 is nice. Carry, I usually like something a little bit smaller, a little bit sleeker. I switch my carry gun depending on the time of the year, because I live in Oregon, where we have two types of venomous snakes, right? We got the copperhead, and we got the diamondback rattlesnake. And yeah, they're around. I live on a little farm, right? So we got snakes. But then I've gone outside. I've seen a cougar in my backyard, right? So we got cougars, we got coyotes and wolves and all sorts of stuff. We have bear around here. I've never had a bear on my property that I know of. But there is a part of the year, which we're in now, that I tend to do chores in the morning before I go to work. It's pitch black. And when I get off work, it's also pitch black, and I do chores. So I'm out there 2 times, you know, trucking through, feeding animals and stuff like that. And it's just, you know, the likelihood that I have to do something firearm related, it's animal related, right? It's either a varmint or a predator on my property. Very rarely has it been I've had to mercy kill one of my own animals that got by something. That's where I'm thinking of carrying. So depending on the time of the year and what I'm wearing to do chores and things like that, I switch my carry gun. And then I do have basically a truck gun, a car gun. I basically, you know, I have guns for travel that are in the car. But carry, I'm thinking about animals, you know, more than anything else. So that's more why I carry. During the summer and things like that, where I'm not outside as much, and when I am, it's lighter. Not that I don't go outside when it's nice out. I'm just saying when I'm not going out there when it's dark out. Is what I meant to say. I'll just carry a little like pocket revolver because it's easy. It's easy to carry around and whatnot. And again, like what I come across, if anything, it's like you know, a varmint or a snake that needs some shooting. And that small caliber revolver will get the job done there. Where I'm out more at night, and it's like, man, there's raccoons. Raccoons have killed a lot of my birds, so like if I see a raccoon, I try to take it out. But there's, like I said, there could be cougar, there could be, you know, wolves, different things like that. I mean, in those situations, you're just probably trying to shoot to scare it away. But with the raccoon, I've shot a raccoon with 22 and it didn't die, so I had to shoot it again and it didn't die, and I had to shoot it again and it didn't die. And I just feel bad in a situation like that. I want to shoot you once, done, quick, painless. You know, I ain't trying to, you know, make an animal suffer or anything like that. So as I'm out more in the dark, the caliber of my firearm goes up a little bit. So this time of year, you know, we're switching into, I carry the Para Ordnance, the Slim Hog, the 45. It's like a little 1911. And I like it. It just it fits with what I'm wearing well, and holstering and concealing. So I like that in the colder months of the year. But anyway, I hope this is an enjoyable video for you guys. Like I said, it's a little bit different than what I planned to shoot. And when I go to those cowboy shoots, you know, I get a lot of content for my shorts feed and for everything else to put in. So we're gonna be a little sparse on the channel for a couple weeks, so apologies there. But you know, here's some shooting. So hope that gets your fix, man. I got out there and shoot,